Hello everyone, and welcome back to Faithful to the Traitors. My name's Ben. I'm around the wooden table. My sunglasses are off, everyone.
Yeah.
You can see my eyes. I swear on my kids' lives. I am faithful.
Literally, when we start the podcast, I always think to myself, how long drawn out is this intro going to be this time?
Very.
I'm Alex. Hello, everyone. And I am also a faithful. Hope you're all well. Enjoying this week-long gap between each episode of the Canadian Traitors. Feels too long.
It is. It doesn't work one episode a week.
Too long.
We're not watching an hour-long drama.
Well, we are.
A 9 p.m. drama.
We are.
Scripted drama.
Yeah, that's better. No, we're not. We are watching a drama, but we're not watching This is one of those dramas where it's in 3 parts and they show it on a Monday, Tuesday, and a Wednesday. You should have it that way. The flow seems to, and the way it's edited. And I think I said this last time. The way it's edited feels a bit different as well. It feels like it's consolidated into one episode. Where normally with the Traitors, because they put 2 or 3 episodes in a week, it's a flow to it.
Flow storyline.
Yeah, it's like a soap. It's like a soap. They do a week block of storylines, so there's a flow to it.
So series 2 of Canada.
Series 1 of Canada.
Yeah, but for series 2.
Oh, I see.
We want a schedule change.
We want a new EP. New executive producer, new showrunner. How dare they?
2 episodes a week. If not 3, 2 at least is what we need.
Yeah, I think of 3 though. I think works the best because that's what I suppose Australia. Well, Australia and New Zealand did 2 a week and it worked okay. Yeah. It's actually fine. Yeah, 2 a week. 2 a week works better because then you can do a long flow story as well. However, before we continue, I should also let people know that they can get in touch with their opinions on their thoughts of Canadian Traitors, but indeed the show itself. The Traitors as a general worldwide phenomenon.
Including the podcast.
Yep, including the podcast. You can get in touch with us on X at Traitors Podcast, Instagram, Faithful to the Traitors. And you can find us on YouTube if you search Faithful to the Traitors Podcast, and you can watch this whole podcast as a video. You can see my lovely face, and you can make comments about how I should dress because I love that. I'm joking, of course. No, as you can see, I'm wearing my hat forward this time.
You're not wacky enough for a backwards cap.
I'm not good enough for a backwards cap. And apparently our voices don't match. My voice should be yours and yours should be mine. That's interesting.
See, this is all reasons why to watch the video podcast.
You can find out all kinds of intricate details. You can also email us, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. And if you enjoy listening to the podcast and you fancy helping us out, you can review the show, but you can also go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and throw us a few silver coins our way.
Gold coins. We're in Canada now, yeah. Gold coins.
I guess I confused. Silver bars,
gold coins.
When in Canada, it's gold coins.
26,000 now.
26,000 gold coins.
We had the old classics, didn't we? The buried alive.
Buried in the grave. And they used to communicate with each other, as the presenter said, walkie-talkies. Walkie-talkies. Yeah. Well, why was she saying it like that? Walkie-talkies. She's changed her whole personality.
I like it.
She's really graceful. I must admit, she's really dark, this presenter. Much darker than we've seen another presenters be. Like she's like their suspicious friend who you kind of wouldn't have your husband hang around for too long, if you know what I mean.
No, I said like
housewife.
She's like the aunt who's never had kids. She lives in this big mansion on her own.
With walkie-talkies.
With walkie-talkies and animals. And she's serving fashion looks. Her coat, it rivals Claudia's jumper.
It reminds
with the collar.
The large turtleneck collar. Her shoulder pads in her coats. It's something that you hadn't seen since the Dallas Dynasty days of like the 80s. Honestly, they are fantastic. It's like she's gonna like grow wings and suddenly fly away. That's how I feel.
So right,
shall we talk about the show?
Yeah,
rather than
it's always like this at the beginning of a series because they're not really in the gameplay yet, so we just have a bit of fun for about 3 or 4 episodes, don't we? Before it all gets a bit serious.
Yeah, and then it gets serious, and then the last 2 episodes we just completely throw caution to the wind and just talk nonsense again. So enjoy it. Enjoy it, everyone.
So we had our first murder. We saw the breakfast table for the first time.
Breakfast
very
club.
Colourful.
Lots of food.
There's food, there's vines.
Normally they're lucky to find a croissant. Yeah.
There's a cold meat platter I saw in the end.
There was, half eaten.
Yeah, it's all going on. And they have lots of alcohol in jugs everywhere. Just jugs of alcohol.
Just drinking, right? They finished their game and there were pictures of beer. Because you said, what's in that? I thought,
And look, homemade.
they're drinking beer. Like, you've never seen it. Normally the alcohol doesn't come out until after the round table. But no, apparently in Canada,
Made
drinking
on site.
flows free throughout the day.
Yeah.
I mean, good on them. I thought it was a lovely house to be living in.
So, first murder, it was between
Missy F, as like, or
Fierce.
That's what they've called them, haven't they? Fierce. So Fierce, Erica, Kevin, and May.
Yeah.
And they had many various reasons. If you want to know what the reasons were, either rewatch our podcast or rewatch episode 1. There are many reasons for why they wanted to get rid of them.
Not many for May, but I thought it was going to be May because of that reason. But she's still in it, so that's okay.
Yeah, May's still in it.
Yeah.
May's still in it.
She's buried.
But I was quite disappointed who they ended up murdering because
Same.
I like Kevin, but at the same time, I don't feel like he can bring anything to the show. And also, he kind of messed up as well, if you notice at the round table, because he said when he did his vote, I'm jumping forward a little bit, but it is relevant for my reason.
Good.
He said that he voted for the person he voted for because they weren't trying to be his friend and join in on his group, or in other words, his clique. His alliances. And he said that openly to everyone. He was like, well, you don't want to be part of my team, so I don't want you to be in the show. And it's like, well, no, Kevin, that's not how it works, mate. Again, this is what we're trying to say. This isn't Big Brother. This isn't Survivor. This isn't like those reality shows. You have to get rid of the people who would basically kill you and get rid of you, not people who won't be part of your alliance to get rid of them just randomly. Because I think he just thinks you just get rid of people. You know, you just eliminate them until there's the final few, and then you get to take the money home with you. I don't think Kevin quite gets the gist of the show quite yet.
It's difficult when because it's a mix of celebrities, inverted comma, celebrities well known in the Canadian
Housewives / comedians.
Yes. Mixed with civilians, but it's a bit dangerous because like the murder was Erica because she won Survivor, and like that was like their reason for getting rid of her. So it's a bit dangerous when you're a successful player of past games, I think.
But Colin also brought up again at the round table that where the way he'd be voting again, which is not really the right way to do it. The way he'll be voting is, or if he had the chance to, would be that he wanted people who were not so economically well off, who had not as much money as other people who deserved to win the prize money. And again, it's like, no, that's not how the show. In an ideal, lovely, fluffy world, yes, of course we'd want that.
That's what Mary wants. She wants to pay her rent for a year.
Yeah, of course, yes, but that's
and do some stand up and be a housewife.
But they all want to kind of win the money, and they want to, win the competition. That's the whole idea of the show.
You say that.
But Erica really wound me up. See, I felt bad for Erica, and then when she did her bit to camera, I was not happy.
I'm a millionaire anyway, so I'll just cry into my $1 million.
I'm just crying to my $1 million. It's like, oh, piss off, Erica, then. Go on. So it's in a weird way, it proved Colin's point that there are some people on the show who don't really need to be there.
Yeah, that's why it spoils it a bit, because the game's different when you're not there. When you're there for the actual game, not just because you're a path winner or some random show like Below Deck or whatever. So Erica's fact file, she's murdered. We can never forget the first murder, because they're often forgotten. But a lot of people were upset, though, because like when they were doing the trailers and the posters for the series, they always put Erica like front and center, and everyone thought she was like going to be like this main player, because obviously she's known for something.
Maybe the producers saw her as the draw for people to watch it. Now she's out.
Episode 1.
It's like Pamela Anderson on the UK version of Dancing on Ice.
Yeah.
They spent millions of pounds to get her on, and then she got eliminated the first week. ITV cried into their porridge the next morning.
So Erica is a 34-year-old media personality, keynote speaker. She's a host and a writer. Lots of jobs going on. Everyone has lots of jobs, don't they, nowadays?
Comedian /
Yeah, no one just has a
mum.
Sits in an office for 40 years and then retires, do they? So, by winning Survivor series... oh my God. Guess what series she won? Oh, you're maybe looking at my screen.
I know, I'm looking over your screen now, and that does amaze me.
Series 41 winner. 40. How can there possibly be 41 series?
They might do 2 a year.
It's going to be us on the Traitors in like 10 years' time.
Yeah. We were bagged on us. All spectacles, grey hair. I'll be showing my hair by then.
Just repeating, we're just repeating ourselves.
Series 2700 of Canadian Traitors.
She became the show's first Canadian and first Filipino winner. First Canadian?
Well, it must be Survivor America.
Winner of Survivor.
This says Survivor.
Maybe.
Do they have a Survivor Canada?
I don't know.
Did I just say Canada as well? I'm sorry if I did.
As well as the first woman to win in 7 series. So that's not that difficult when there's 41 of them. She was also appeared on ET Canada as a correspondent, so she's got that under her, as well as in the Globe and Mail Toronto Star. Don't know what that is. She's also in Entertainment Week. Oh, she's in everything. She doesn't need to be on the Traitors.
She's one of those celebrity. You know, she's become a celebrity.
£250 booking fee ones.
Yeah, she'll be doing like a 10-minute interview about what she thinks of Trudeau.
She knows how to survive in life and overcome obstacles in her spare time. Yes, she does have spare time after 7 jobs. She loves travelling and attending concerts. With her background as a motivational speaker as well, and she's got storytelling skills, Erica is certain to be a captivating contestant in this game.
Well, I mean, good for her.
I was sad that she went because I thought she had more to give. So.
Yeah, I was sad she went, and then she made that speech at the end, and I thought, not sad anymore. That was such a... I want to say the word. I don't want to say the word. It's a very rude word. It's such a horrible thing to say. It's like such an arrogant thing to say.
But I don't know if they asked her to say that because there was that strand with Colin saying people should win who need the money, maybe. Give the benefit of the doubt.
Survivor started, to be fair, I'm just going to say the reason why they've got 44 series now. It started in 1997 in Canada.
Oh, it is Canada then?
Yeah, the Canadian... Oh, hang on. Well, no, it's just the franchise.
Oh, right.
The American version has 44 series.
Oh, she must have won the American one then.
We had 2.
Oh, good. Yeah,
What
well,
about
new one
not
coming soon then.
Yes, it's coming this
Joel
week,
Dommett.
this month or next month.
Soon.
Well, I wonder why this never took off for the UK.
Well, there's time now. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Survivor UK.
Fair.
So yeah, Erica murdered. Everyone's fine with it really around the round table.
I don't think they were really that fast, were they?
They kind of, yeah, because it was a celebrity. They're like, yeah, that's what she deserves.
Talking started happening as soon as that happened. You know, as soon as someone was murdered, they move on to who they should banish around the round table, and conversation directly went straight toward Donna and Colin. And I bring that up because it was a bit of Donna backstabbing Colin, and then Colin returning the favour back to Donna. And as May put it, I believe it was May put it, it was very much he said, she said, playground tactics.
Yeah.
And so everyone in the group was kind of like taking either Colin's side or Donna's side.
See, this is the reason. Remember last episode we said the producers were fools to have Melissa A, Melissa B, Mickey, Mike. All these names, Dominic, Donna, too similar. This is where things like this happen because
that's right.
Dominic and Donna get all confused with themselves and what Colin had said.
Well, Donna thought that Colin said Dom. And so Donna told everyone that Colin had said Dominic was in trouble. Then Dominic was like, well, this is the first time I've heard of it. Donna would then insisted that Colin had said it in front of her, but then they realised they'd crossed their wires because Dominic also crossed his wire because he thought Colin had said Donna.
Yeah.
Colin then took his sunglasses off and said, look in my eyes, and then said that he was watching he did say Donna, but he was watching Donna's back. Donna was then like, well, why are you watching my back? Is this a gameplay tactic to actually just put my name out there, but disguise it as in you were trying to protect me? And so then it went round in circles. But then I think the producers, in a weird way, that caused then that first argument. And in a weird way, maybe they were right to have people's names similar to one another, don't you think? Because Mary, Melissa, Mickey, Mike.
May,
Mary, Melissa, Mikey, Mike. Mickey, sorry, Mike.
It is just... Yeah,
it's a lot of
they need some more diversity.
That's why you need to call Mel B Scary Spice.
Everyone stopped suspecting Mel B as well. Last episode, she was like, everyone thought she was a traitor.
But they were very good, actually, to be fair to the traitors. They were very, very, very good. They not only voted differently to one another, again, kind of pointing diversion from one another, because normally the traitors vote together to then get someone out, but they were like, well, we know it's going to be Donna or Colin, so let's just split the vote and we'll be fine. But they didn't once put a name out there, and their future tactic, they said when they were at the when they were deciding the murder for this week, was that again they just step back, let others put names out, and then agree with them.
And they also made sure they voted for different people. So Kuzi voted for Donna, not Colin, and the other two voted for Colin. So they can't. pair them all up.
There's also a good cohesive partnership with the three of them as well. There's not immediate fireworks happening between them. There's no kind of discussion about maybe stabbing the other one in the back yet. I know it's early on. I know I'm thinking of the Australian series where it just went chaotic from the beginning. And normally the backstabbing doesn't happen until about halfway through the series. But there's a genuine group dynamic between those three.
And Kuzi's the leader, though, no? She's the one making the gameplay decisions.
I think Mike is quietly just letting...
No, like a magician.
Like a magician does.
Hid in his hand, but guiding what's happening.
He's guiding what he wants then the people to decide, like picking a card, pick a card, any card.
So do we think eventually it's going to be Kuzi goes against Mike and Melissa's going to be the one left?
No, I think Melissa will be...
the firing line.
I think Kuzi and Mike will... I think Melissa's... Scary Spice's name will come up more and more and more often eventually. I think Kuzi and Mike will then make the decision that they will get rid of her. They will then be like, don't do that to me. Ha, 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 ha. They'll then get a third person in to say on the premise, well, if we need to get rid of someone else, we can get rid of them.
Do you watch too many series of Traitors?
I may have. But I think Kuzi and Mike, I genuinely think they may make it to the end together.
Ooh,
but I don't think they will then work together, and I think one of them will backstab the other for money.
Okay. Well, we have to write down who our predicted winner are this episode, so...
Oh, yeah, we'll do my envelopes and stuff. God, that was a week ago, and I see you've had a whole around doing it. We have had an excuse.
Very busy week.
We've had a very busy week.
Right, so they played a game, that game that we've all seen before, where they get buried and they all have to find them. They didn't get tracksuits, but they got team T-shirts.
And trousers, joggers.
Oh, did they?
They weren't the full Adidas ensemble, but they were.
One team just got lost and didn't turn up.
Blue team, which again comes down to who they choose for a murder later on in the Traitor Towers. Mike was in the blue team, the rubbish blue team, and to be fair, Mike was the one who made the mistake because they were at the beehives. They saw the gravestones. They explained where the shields were. Then they saw the picture with the rose, and they were like, "Well, we're in the wrong place then." Because I know that rose was dictating where to go. Where
you go next.
And they were like, "Oh, we can't be in the right place."
Has to tell me twice.
Well, blue team really did do a massive muck up there. It was just a real that was a wasted $3,000. I'm sorry, but they really did waste that. That was a silly mistake. I was surprised the other teams weren't allowed to dig them out because in the other ones, the American and the UK version, so long as the people were there, they were allowed to start digging the other team members out of the grave.
Maybe it's because the team weren't there at all. They weren't allowed to.
It's true.
Maybe. But I'm liking Gertrude's mustard colour. I think that's his favourite colour of clothes. He's worn it 3 times now.
I think you've got a little thing for Gerpa.
No.
Yes.
No.
When he was at the round table, when he was leaning forward, looking very
Gerpa to win,
and his little muscles were popping out, you were like, oh. I had a little...
New favourite?
Well, I had a little... Oh. a little sigh come from you in the side.
That's nothing to do with me or him. So yeah, Mary and Gertrude are my 2 favourites at the moment.
Mary, because she's a mother/comedian.
She's a housewife and a stand-up comedian. No, I just think she's going to play a good game if she doesn't get murdered. I said this last week. I'm sticking by it. But yeah, so the game, they didn't win all the money. It was only 6,000 this time, not the big 20 that we had last.
They're already a quarter of the way to their total prize pot. I've got a sneaky feeling they're going to do the one thing I hate. And that is that the final game, they're going to be like, well, you can win it all.
I hope not.
And you know. I
want it to be mean.
That's the one thing I hate.
I like the Traitors, the show being a little bit mean. A little bit tough.
The whole point of the fun, win up to amount of money, is that you win up to that amount of money. You don't just throw the whole price, but you might as well just get rid of the games and just
take
£100,000
how cheap the channel is, I guess. Like New Zealand, we're like, no, we're keeping this as much as we can.
The Australian Series 2 did it too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But we don't do too many spoilers here. No. But anyway, so they've done the game. Talk about that. I
just thought Australian Series 2 didn't give anything away.
All right. That's what I was saying. I was saying to you not to say that.
Sorry. It still amazes me to say that outcome.
Wonderful. And we heard from one of the contestants from Australia Series 2. They weren't allowed to wear sunglasses on their one. And they were allowed to wear sunglasses in Canada.
Well, no, Colin it was suggested by one of the team. I think, again, it might have been Kuzi. Or no, it was Melissa A, who said, Colin, I think while you're having these conversations with us, you should take your sunglasses.
Yeah, I know, but a contestant from an Australian series got in touch with us and they said they weren't allowed, no one was allowed sunglasses.
Well, it makes sense because...
but they're allowed them in Canada. So.
Oh, they're allowed? I thought you said they weren't allowed them.
Yeah, they are allowed them because May's got a pair of sunglasses on too. So that's interesting, isn't it, for everyone? Little backstage gossip there for everyone.
Well, I get why you shouldn't wear sunglasses, to be fair. I think it should
The eyes to the soul.
I think
The window to the soul.
It is the window to the soul. I think it should be the player's choice. But I think if the player, especially if they're trying to defend themselves, they shouldn't wear sunglasses. If they're pretty relaxed and they know they're not going to get, they can get away with something, then perhaps.
What do you feel when people keep saying, because this has happened a few times now, where they're like, I swear on my child's life. And it's like this sort of weird get out of jail free card, I feel.
Well, it didn't work for Colin.
That's true.
Colin said it 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean...
But everyone who voted for him were like, you're not a traitor, but I'm voting you. They all knew that he wasn't, but for some reason they voted him. But it's a bit like, I don't like this keep being said. It's annoying.
What,
Yeah,
I
I feel
swear on
like
my
I feel like it's a get out of jail free card for a faithful to say.
I mean, it's not, because it means nothing. Because to swear on something, it means that you think there's some higher power.
But when
that's gonna strike me down.
Someone said it in another series we watched, and that like literally were like, okay. And then they didn't vote her out. And I was like...
Well, so you're going to
Colin say, I'm going to say it. Yeah. Because I think wasn't there a thing that on the Australian series 1, Paul, who got edited out of everything, wasn't there rumours saying that he was saying things like he was making people swear on their lives to test them, and that's why he kept getting edited out?
No, I thought they edited him out because he kept talking about how this was being made.
As well. But I've heard that he was saying to people, swear on your mum's life. And like that's what he was doing. So I wonder if that's like a rule that they maybe will introduce a bit later, because it's a bit of a...
It's a bit... that's harsh. I wouldn't say people should be allowed to do that, because that's cornering someone. And again, depending on your religious beliefs, that could be quite a horrible situation to be put into.
So I'm just not sure. I don't know if I like people keep saying this. It's happened too many times.
Well, then make it a rule. When you're making a new... traitors... I don't know, what country could you make traitors in?
Any country.
Mexico.
Ireland.
Traitors Island.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's not Traitors Island.
In Ireland.
RTE. RTE, or is it Virgin? I think Virgin TV make the main channels over there.
Hosted by the Britain's Next Top Model woman. What's her name? Can't remember her name. Can be hosted by her.
I'm trying to think of her name.
Abby
Clancy.
She can host it. She'll love it.
Why would she host it? She's not Irish.
Yeah, I know, but...
Why wouldn't they not have an Irish presenter?
Hey, Graham Norton then.
No, Graham Norton works in London. He won't go to Ireland. He would do a 2-bit show like this.
Anyway.
We'll host it. There you go.
Yeah, we can host it.
I was going to say put on an Irish accent. We won't put on an Irish accent. There you go. We could be the first duo that hosts Traitors. We could be like the gay couple we're in a hotel.
One could be
retired.
It could be good cop, bad cop presenting style.
Who would you... Can I be... What would you rather be, the good or the bad?
I don't know. I'll let the producers decide what they feel is best for it.
Yeah, but I just know that the producers will make a decision that we both don't like. So we'll both be like...
They know best. They cast 20 cast members with the same name.
You could win €100,000.
Right, so round table then, banishment.
Yes.
Or we run out of time here.
Donna pointed fingers at Colin. Colin pointed fingers at Donna, and then the whole group kind of bundled in and gave their opinions. This is where I said Colin mentioned about the winner should be kind of like a white collar kind of person, someone who works
not
hard.
a celebrity, basically.
I think that's what he was.
Oh, we haven't done Colin's thing yet. So he's 37.
Well, we don't know if he's managed it.
Yes, we do, because we're listening to the podcast and we watched the episode. So Colin was banished. 37-year-old bus driver from Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay.
That sounds like a soap setting, doesn't
No,
it?
it sounds like it sounds like Mad Max, the Thunderdome, Thunder Bay.
He is also a certified instructor for the Wilderness Survival course. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, sounds fun.
We can do that in Canada when we go visit. And he volunteers at Search and Rescue Team. He's a father of 2 kids who he swears on their lives. Colin never passes an opportunity for personal growth in his spare time. Isn't volunteering spare time? How do people have so much time? I don't have any spare time.
But then I procrastinate heavily over everything. Like if I've said to you before, I go into the kitchen to prep dinner, and 2 hours later I'm on TikTok, and I've still not done the carrot.
Spare time.
Yeah, spare time. That's my spare time.
He loves to do outdoor activities such as camping and fishing.
I like camping.
Good for him. He is a great communicator that enjoys taking risks in life. He is patient and observant. Nature will definitely make him a quiet strength to watch out for in this game. I think it's a shame he went.
I think it's a
had
shame.
more
I think he
to
had
give.
more to give. Yeah, same. I agree.
And everyone who voted for him, like Mary, even though I was just bigging Mary up, but she was like, I've made a mistake, but I'm voting Colin. It's like everyone knew that he was faithful, but they still voted for him because they had to follow the pack, I guess. But I don't know. I would have just got rid of Donna because she's a medium. So it's the rules.
Donna hasn't been showing off her medium skills, though. It's not been going on.
Although as a medium, it's scary to be buried alive.
Which she doesn't
know why.
No, she said she doesn't like the dark. She said, even though I'm a medium, I don't like the dark. But I don't know why you need to practice what you do as a medium in the dark.
Because in the dark,
I feel it's like tarot
people's
cards
senses are more on edge, so you can get away with more.
Yes, you can get away with more, exactly. But then Donna's obviously not getting away very much. I mean, Rick had probably the strongest case.
Who's Rick?
Rick's
Rick,
the radio host.
Forgot about him, yeah.
The radio host.
He doesn't need the money.
He doesn't need the money, but he said that when Kevin walked in during breakfast as the last person to walk in, he looked at Colin and Colin showed no reaction at all. So actually, Rick was the only one who kind of
had a reason.
Kuzi actually stood up. The traitor Kuzi stood up for Colin.
Yeah, she deviated from the other two traitors.
She said he's too careless to be a traitor.
So which is true.
But like you say,
she's watched the show before.
No one thought that he was a traitor. It's almost like they wanted to throw out a name and see if it stuck, you know, and it kind of did.
They wanted to be the first ever cast to get one out first, but little did they know. Another series has aired already, which has done the same. So they will not go down in history, I'm afraid. Canada.
They basically all jumped on the bandwagon. Colin got 14 votes. Donna got 5. I think Donna needs to watch her back a little bit. I think that she's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah,
but
Donna's.
It feels like that the traitors are going to kind of not go Donna's way next week. That perhaps that they might consider going, as I say, other directions depending what the other group kind of throw out there.
So what about murder then? So there's three out. Mickey was thrown in last minute by Melissa B. She's trying to be a traitor. She's trying her hardest.
I don't like.
What about Mickey B? She looked around. Kuzi was like, okay.
Yeah, Kuzi gave me side eye.
No.
Side eye. Well,
We'll entertain the idea, but no.
Well, Mickey is because no one would suspect him and he's loved by the group.
They want to shock people. Kuzi loves shocking people. Shook. Oh,
it's her, isn't it? Shooketh.
Yeah.
Shooketh Kuzi.
She wants to do it again. So yeah, who are the other ones who are up for?
Nazilla, because she was on the losing blue team.
Yeah, she's not had much screen time, and Trevon, wasn't it?
Yeah, they forget that Mike was also on the losing blue team, may I just add. And Tavon. Sorry, Trevon, because nobody's, again, similar reasons to Mickey.
They want to have, so there's no way to point fingers at them, but yeah, I don't know who. I mean, Nazilla has had not much screen time. I've not really seen her. Melissa A, not really seen her much, and Crystal's been quiet.
What's that got to do with anything? They're not up for murder.
I know, but it's just like, just feeling out the early edit. It can also give signs later. You have to write down your winner in a minute, remember?
Well, can I write it down right now as we're on camera who I think is going to win?
I've already got mine.
Well, I'll do it in bold with italics.
Right.
Hang on. You talk amongst yourselves.
Well, all I was going to say is, which of those three do you think is going to be murdered on the next episode? So,
who do I think is going to be murdered next episode?
Yeah.
I think it will be Nazilla.
Yeah, I think that
because she's, as you
that's
said,
where I was getting at when I was going through the people of not having much screen time. I was going through them as a list, but yeah, I think her. Tron's not had much screen time either, actually. I don't want Mickey. I like Mickey. He reminds me of Sam Ryder, so I just feel comfort seeing him.
Mickey reminds you of Sam Ryder?
Yeah, the Eurovision guy.
No, he doesn't.
He looks just like him.
No, he doesn't.
The one who won Eurovision.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. No, he doesn't look anything like him. You don't need to bring a picture up. I know who he looks.
I think you're thinking of the wrong person.
No, I'm not.
It looks exactly like him.
Second place when he did Eurovision against Ukraine.
Should have won.
There was reasons perhaps why he didn't.
Yes, but he doesn't
Fair
like
reasons.
him. They look the same.
Not really.
He gives me Sam Ryder vibe.
Different beards. Maybe it's a bad picture. Maybe I should look. God's all right.
I'm zooming in for you.
That picture of Mike. Like, he looks really psychotic.
Well, when he saw his photo, he said he looked like a murderer, and that's really bad.
Yeah.
I think he's a traitor.
It's a really awful picture of him, actually.
So we're both going for Nazil then. Nazilla's off.
Nazil was off. My second, if they were going to choose two, then I reckon it would have been to Trevon as well. Would be going.
Okay.
So that's
I'll make
because
it
Trevor
safe.
hasn't really done much either. You have to be honest.
No.
But
Just went around the forest.
But Mikey is safe. Mikey is 100% safe because
It was a Melissa
He is.
suggestion.
although he's kind of not playing the game properly either, he's kind of likening it to playing like again a kind of tactical a game where you're not meant to eliminate people who are trying to kill you. He's doing it like a race. He's doing it like a race rather than a
Because he's from Race Around the World, whatever it's called.
Well, yes, exactly.
No, as a faithful, you have to pretend to be dumb, I think, to not get murdered.
As I always say, it's a fine line. You have to either be if you're too one way or the other, as in you're too convictionary, you're convicting too often, then you're going to out. If you're not convicting enough, you're going to be out. You have to find that.
You have to find out who the traitor is, keep it to yourself, and be friends with them and pretend you're dumb and easily influenced.
Yeah, but to be fair, none of the traitors have done anything that's kind of landed them in it.
Yeah.
Not one of them.
Only 2 episodes, they remember. Just because we've been doing this for weeks. We've been doing this for weeks, but there's only 2 episodes. Right, so if everyone wants to get in touch with us, comments about their series, their thoughts, how can they do that before next week? Because you haven't got
loads of time.
Get in touch with us, guys.
Yeah, so get rid of us. Get rid of us. Get rid of us if you like. If you want to get in touch with us about what you think of this week's episode or what you think is going to happen, then go on X at Traitors Podcast, Instagram at Faithful to the Traitors. Don't forget to follow and like us on those as well. You can email us faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. If you want to watch this in video form, which if you haven't yet already, then you're really missing a treat.
You can do it on Spotify too.
You can watch us on Spotify as well. We're on Spotify. We're on all your favourite podcast apps. We're also on YouTube. Just search Faithful to the Traitors Podcast. If you want to throw us some gold coins, buymeacoffee.com/faithful. That really helps us with the show. But what also helps us grow the show is if you tell your friends about us, you share us on your social media, but also if you review us on your podcast app, give us 5 stars if you like the show, and
subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's another one now.
Yes. Oh my goodness! Don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel and ring the bell so you always get notifications when the new show is out.
And there you go then. So we'll see you all next week for episode 3 of Faithful to the Traitors Canada.